Let me start with a simple question. When you hear the word meta, what do you actually think of? Facebook, Instagram Reels, WhatsApp messages? Maybe the metaverse failure everyone laughed at. Most people stop right there. But here's the uncomfortable truth. While the internet is busy arguing about ads, privacy, and virtual legs in VR, Meta quietly changed direction. And now, in 2026, it's doing something that almost no other company on earth can do. It's turning itself into critical infrastructure. Not a social media company, not a tech company, but something much bigger. Now, if you've been watching the stock, maybe you saw Meta drop below $630 recently. You might be confused. You might be asking, is this thing overvalued? Is AI hype already priced in? Or is this one of those moments people regret missing 5 years later? That's why this video exists. Today, we are not doing surface level hype. We're not doing Twitter hot takes. We're doing a full, slow, logical breakdown. We'll talk about why Meta still has one of the strongest monopolies on earth, why hardware is suddenly working after years of failure, why Meta just went nuclear, literally, why AI is no longer a software race but an energy war, and why 2026 may look boring before it becomes explosive. By the end of this video, you won't just know what Meta is doing, you'll understand why they're doing it and where this could lead. So take a breath, grab your coffee, and let's start from the ground up. Before we talk about AI, nuclear power, or billions in spending, we need to talk about something very basic: attention. Because attention is the oil of the digital economy. Meta owns more attention than almost any company in human history. Let's slow this down. Meta doesn't just own Facebook. It owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Together, these platforms reach over 3.2 billion people every single day. Let that sink in. That's not monthly users, that's daily users. Almost half the planet wakes up and touches a Meta product. And here's what people don't fully appreciate. In many countries, India, Brazil, Indonesia, parts of Africa, WhatsApp is not an app, it is the internet. People run businesses on it, governments communicate on it, families, schools, doctors, landlords, everything. You don't switch away from that easily. That's what a real moat looks like. This is why every few years people say Facebook is dying, and then revenue keeps growing. Because Meta doesn't need growth in users anymore. It needs better monetization per user. And that's exactly what AI unlocks. The cash coming from ads, tens of billions in free cash flow, is the fuel for everything else you're about to hear. Without this monopoly, none of the next chapters work. Let's talk about hardware. Because Meta's hardware story used to be embarrassing. Oculus burned money. The metaverse burned credibility. Wall Street lost patience. But here's what quietly changed. Meta didn't quit. They simplified, they focused, and they waited for timing. The Meta Quest headsets are now selling. Not exploding, but steadily improving. Sales grew about 25% year over year in 2025. But that's not the real story. The real story is smart glasses. The Ray-Ban Meta glasses didn't try to be futuristic. They tried to be normal. They look like regular glasses. They take photos. They play audio. They listen. And suddenly, people are buying them. So much so that in January 2026, Meta reportedly started discussions to double production. Why does this matter? Because the next computing platform after phones will not be VR headsets. It will be AI-powered glasses. Imagine real-time translation while traveling, AI reminders while walking, object recognition, navigation overlays, voice-first computing. This is not sci-fi anymore. And Meta doesn't need to win everything. It just needs to be early and integrated. This hardware becomes the front end for AI. Now we reach the turning point. January 12, 2026. Meta announces something called Meta Compute. This is not a product. This is not an app. This is not marketing fluff. This is Meta saying, we are building AI infrastructure at the scale of countries. Meta compute is about massive data centers, tens of gigawatts of power, long term energy contracts, AI training at industrial scale. This initiative is co led by top infrastructure and AI leaders inside Meta. And here's the key detail: Meta already spent $70+ billion in capex in 2025, and they are saying very clearly 2026 will be even bigger. Why? Because AI models like Llama are being embedded into Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, ads, business tools. AI is no longer an experiment, it's becoming the operating system of Meta. But AI has a problem: it eats electricity. This is the part that most people still don't understand. AI is not limited by chips anymore, it's limited by power. You cannot run superintelligence on solar panels alone. You cannot rely on wind when GPUs need 24/7 stability. You need base load power. So Meta did something shocking. On January 9, 2026, Meta announced nuclear energy agreements totaling up to 6.6 gigawatts by 2035. This is not greenwashing, this is survival. Meta partnered with Vistra, extending existing nuclear plants, TerraPower, Bill Gates backed advanced reactors, Oklo, next gen fast reactors. This puts Meta among the largest corporate nuclear buyers in US history. Why does this matter so much? Because at the exact same time, Alibaba announced a nuclear partnership in China. This tells us something very important. AI is no longer just a tech race, it's an energy race. Whoever controls compute plus power controls AI, and Meta just locked in both. The market noticed. Nuclear related stocks exploded. Oklo surged nearly 46% at one point. On social media, people started saying, this feels like nation state infrastructure, and they're not wrong. But Meta stock? Mixed reaction. Some investors love it. 20x forward earnings for this scale is cheap. Others are scared. This looks like metaverse spending all over again. This fear is exactly why opportunity exists. Let's talk numbers. Meta is not struggling. Q3 2025 revenue $51.2 billion, up 26% year over year. Operating margins 43%. That's elite. Yes, capex is high. Yes, ROIC will dip temporarily. But this is what infrastructure build-outs look like. Analysts expect $235 billion in revenue by 2026. Historically, Meta grows earnings at 36% per year over a decade. You are not buying a declining business. You are buying a company reinventing itself at scale. So let's bring it all together. Meta has a social monopoly, global attention, consumer hardware, AI models, nuclear backed compute. This is no longer just a stock, it's a platform economy. 2026 may feel slow, messy, expensive, but transition years always are. If Meta executes, this becomes one of the most important companies of the AI era. Wall Street targets range from $795 to over $1,100. Will it happen overnight? No. But history shows something very clear. The biggest winners look uncomfortable before they look obvious. If this breakdown helped you think clearly, not emotionally, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks Meta is just Facebook. This is Zalwora. Not hype, just clarity. I'll see you in the next deep dive. Thanks for watching.